Good evening, everyone. Today I'll be doing a presentation on Dorthea Dix. But before I get into the information aspect, I want to start out with a famous quote that I think will be useful in understanding who Dorthea was as a person. One of her famous quotes was that, "What greater bliss than to look back on the days spent in usefulness in doing good to those around us." What a powerful quote. That is exactly who Dorthea was. She was born in 1804 into what I believe was a launching board for her passion later in life. Her mother was mentally ill, and her father was a raging alcoholic. Dorthea, at a young age, had to care for her siblings. Although despite her rough upbringing, she was able to work and teach at school at just 14 years old. Her advocacy for mental health happened almost by accident. She was given an opportunity to teach a Sunday school class to female inmates at East Cambridge Jail in Massachusetts. This is where she was exposed to the inhumane treatments of those who were mentally ill. It was there that she witnessed those who were mentally ill receive worse treatment than those who were there for criminal acts. They were beaten, chained to walls, locked in cages, starved, and severely mistreated. The treatment they received was far from just. This enraged Dorthea Dix. In the 19th century, it was normal for someone to judge an individual with mental health issues as morally inept and to not care about them. The belief then is that they couldn't be helped or changed, so lock them away and keep everyone safe because it was a moral deficiency. This gave Dorthea Dix the righteous anger she needed to change the treatment for the mentally ill of that time. She would go on to convince the state of Massachusetts legislation to create more human treatment for the mentally ill. Her arguments were that of morality and personhood, and it stirred the hearts of the state legislature. It was her evidence that she documented that appalled the state of Massachusetts. Dorthea Dix changed public policy by efficiently documenting what she saw in the prisons that she visited. She used this information to lobby for her reform. This began a movement that started in the state of Massachusetts and then spread throughout the country and then globally. She became the face of a global reformation of mental health. Dorthea Dix was a pioneer in the mental health reform, a reform for fair treatment for asylums and institutions that we could properly treat those who dealt with mental health issues. She wanted to prove that mental health wasn't a crime, and that people who dealt with adverse effects from mental health were still human beings that deserved fair treatment. Dorthea Dix took her adverse upbringing and used it to bring reform globally. This reminds me of the verse in Genesis 50:20. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for much good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Dorthea Dix did just that. She saved lives. She didn't just save lives in her time. Her diligent effort ushered in what we see today and as the fair treatment of the mentally ill. When you look at mental health today, you can see Dorthea Dix written all over it. Without her, it would look nothing like it does today. She didn't just restore lives, she restored dignity and removed a stigma that people with mental health issues were worse than criminals and that they should be locked away. Dorthea Dix was a pioneer of the mental health treatment we see today. As someone who has benefited from that fair treatment, I thank her. Without Dorthea Dix, we would not have the fair treatment of mental health that we have today. Thank you.